Present perfect indicates an action that has been completed sometime before now with a result that affects the current situation. So present perfect is an action completed sometime before now with a result that affects the current situation. Let's take a look at what this means. He has exercised. This action took place sometime in the past. Okay, because here we are now, we're saying he has exercised. So we know that's before now. It's in the past. But it has an effect on the situation now. Let me show you an example. He has exercised. Therefore, he knows how to exercise, or maybe he is in good shape. He's good at exercising. He's tired. He doesn't want to exercise anymore. Something is a consequence of the fact that he has exercised. So some result of his exercise in the past is in effect now. For example, you can ask them, hey, do you want to exercise now? No, thanks. I already have exercised. So see, because he exercised before, it's affecting the current situation. Do you want to eat? No, thank you. I've already eaten. The form of present perfect is have plus past participle. Has exercised. Has slept. Present perfect progressive indicates an action that started in the past and is continuing at the present time. For example, he has been exercising. For how long? For an hour. He started 1 hour ago. An hour ago from when? From now. So he has been exercising for 1 hour. See, he started an hour ago and he's still exercising now at the moment of speaking. So he has been exercising for 1 hour. I have been working for 12 hours. The form of present perfect progressive is have or has plus been plus the verb plus ing. Has been walking. Past perfect indicates an action in the past that had been completed before another time or event in the past. You can think of it as past before past. He had exercised before it started to rain. Past perfect has pretty much disappeared from American English usage. Simple past with after and before clause has replaced it. So we're not going to spend much time discussing that. Past perfect progressive indicates an action in the past that took place before another time or event in the past and continued during the second event, time, point in the past. For example, he had been exercising when I called. Past perfect progressive has also pretty much disappeared from the American English usage. Simple past and past progressive have replaced it. So let's move on. Future perfect indicates an action in the future that will have been completed before another time or event in the future. For example, by the time we arrived, he will have exercised. So by the time we arrive, he will have some time between now and when we arrive. He will have exercised. I will have finished by the time you arrive. Future perfect also has all but disappeared from the American English usage. Simple future with after and before clauses has replaced it. The only time future perfect is really used these days is in the conjunction with by phrases, like by the time we arrive, he will have exercised. By the time you get off work, I will have finished my homework. Future perfect progressive indicates an action in the future that will have been continuing until another time or event in the future. For example, he will have been exercising an hour at 3 o'clock. I will have been working 10 hours at 9 o'clock. Started exercising because it's a will have been, because it's in the future, but it progresses into a certain time. He will have been. So maybe I'm going to work tomorrow. And I might say, I will have been working 3 hours by the time you wake up from sleeping. Maybe I know what time my friend's waking up, so I'm letting them know I will have been working for 3 hours by the time you wake up. This is future perfect progressive. Future perfect progressive has also all but disappeared from American English usage. Future progressive has replaced it. So we're not going to spend much time talking about it. Let's talk about subjunctive. It's used in that clauses that are the object of certain verbs or follow certain adjectives. The form of the subjunctive is the simple form of the verb, the infinitive without to, and is the same for all persons and numbers, singular or plural. For example, I recommend that you see a specialist. He insists that we be on time. She demanded that she be paid in full. It is important that you study hard. Subjunctive is bookish and somewhat outdated in American English these days. Present unreal is a verb tense used in subordinate clause to denote an action or situation that right now is unreal or not true. For example, I wish that she were here. The present unreal verb tense indicates that she is, in point of fact, not here. Because you say, I wish that she were here. So you know that she is not here. Similarly, if I were you, I would study harder. The present unreal verb tense indicates that I am not you. The form of the present unreal is past simple in the subordinate clause. Be is were for all numbers and persons. Would, could, or should plus the bare infinitive is the main clause. Present unreal is an advanced construction that is only worth learning when you've covered the basic tenses. Once you've mastered those, then go ahead and practice this. Past unreal is a verb tense used in subordinate clauses to denote an action or situation that in the past was unreal or not true. For example, if she had been there, we would have won. The past unreal verb tense indicates that she was, in point of fact, not there. We did not win. If you would have been there, I would have done better. If I had studied, I would have passed the test. The past unreal verb tense indicates that I, in fact, did not study, and therefore I did not pass the test. The form of the past unreal is had plus third form of the verb, past participle, in the subordinate clause, would, could, or should plus have plus the third form of the verb in the main clause. This is also an advanced construction, so once you've mastered the basics, go ahead and practice this. Some textbooks refer to present and past unreal as conditionals. However, you can have conditional clauses, present simple in the adverb clause and future simple tense in the main clause, that are not counterfactual. They are conditional, but not unreal. For example, if it rains today, we will call off the picnic. Mixed unreal, as the name suggests, includes unreal in the past and unreal in the present, so it's mixed. If I had breakfast this morning, I wouldn't be hungry now. In point of fact, this means I did not have breakfast this morning and I am hungry now. So if I had breakfast this morning, I wouldn't be hungry now. If I had studied this week, I wouldn't be failing now. Mixed and real is rarely used in current American English, so I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time on it. This is key to most things in verb tenses is to practice them. Review this video, review this tutorial, and practice them. Practice makes perfect. You just need to be able to recognize and understand the meanings of all the verb tenses. Like I told you, some of them are not used that frequently anymore. It's good for you to be able to recognize it. So go ahead and review this presentation so that you know what those tenses are, but keep in mind and bear in mind the common ones that are frequently used during conversation so that you don't sound awkward or out of place when speaking to a native. So I think you should at least master present progressive, present simple, past progressive, past simple, and future simple. You should also be proficient with future progressive, present perfect progressive, present unreal, and past unreal. I hope this has cleared up some of the tense issues with you today. Review it as many times as you need to. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to leave me a comment on my YouTube channel, Study English with Shelley, or on my Facebook page, Study English with Shelley. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Stay tuned for lesson number 3. Bye-bye.